Hi everyone, Tim Brown. Welcome back to my Apple podcast. This past fall, Apple released Mavericks and iOS 7 and generated a lot of excitement about all of the new features and all of the new products. One feature I really like that I have not been able to focus on yet is iWork in the cloud. It's still in beta, but it offers an amazing way to integrate your documents in iWorks, Numbers, Keynote, Pages, across all devices. So let's check out and see how this works. So what you're looking at here is my iCloud page. I just logged in and you see all of my applications that are being backed up in the cloud, including mail contacts, calendar notes, and so forth. Below you can see Pages, Numbers, and Keynote, and you see the beta stripe tag along the top left. So they're still working out some kinks, but it's amazing what you can do right now with your iWork documents. So let's go ahead and start with Numbers. You're looking at Numbers on my desktop, and I set up a document using one of Apple's templates, and I'm fleshing out a budget for a potential birthday party. And I just went in and changed some of the titles and so forth. Let's see what this document looks like when it's in the cloud. So we're going to go back here and just click on Numbers. Okay, so here's my Numbers document, and I called it Party Planner. So I'm going to go ahead and open that document. Okay, you're now looking at my Numbers document in the cloud. I'm going to go ahead and enlarge this just a bit to 125%. Okay, and as you can see, it looks just like the desktop version. Let's go back to the desktop version. There it is. Go back to the iCloud version, exactly the way I set it up. Okay, let's now go ahead and take a look at how this document looks on my iOS devices. So I'm going to scoot on over to my iPad and my iPhone, and we're going to go ahead and open Numbers on both devices. Okay, as you can see, the same document appears just the way it appears in the cloud and on my desktop. Exactly the same. Nothing has changed, which is great. So let's go ahead and make some changes while we have both of these documents open. And I'm going to go ahead and change the font color. I'm going to go ahead and change the color back to blue. Okay, let's go back to the desktop version. So here's the desktop version. As you can see, my original application on the desktop has been updated and now the text is blue. Let's go to the cloud. I just have a message that my spreadsheet has been updated and the updates have been added there as well. And let's go back to the iPhone, and you can see that the change has also been added to the iPad. Now, iWork in the cloud is still in beta, so there's some things that you cannot do quite yet. For example, we're in the iCloud version now, and I tap on the map, or I'm sorry, the chart, you'll see that I'm unable to add any editing changes to the chart. There's a little message on the right that says chart editing is coming soon. So Apple's still working out some of the kinks. So for example, if I go to the desktop version and I go to edit this chart, and let's just say I want to change it to a 3D chart rather than a 2D chart. And now I have a 3D pie chart. And let's go first to the iPhone and the iPad to see how the change is updated over there. And then we're going to go to the iCloud version to see how the change is updated in the cloud. Well, looking at the iPhone version first, you can see that the 3D chart did indeed show up. So that's great. And you look at the iPad version, same thing. Now let's go to the iCloud version. Let's go ahead and click OK to update our document. And as you can see, the chart did not update. So the charts are limited right now in iCloud. Apple's still working on this feature, but you have to admit, the ability to add all these changes and have them update in the cloud is pretty remarkable. Now let's check out how this works with Pages. Okay, we're looking at Pages for the desktop, and this is a document I set up to highlight the application for the iPhone Launch Center Pro. Let's go to the iCloud and see what this document looks like in the cloud. Okay, here is the document in the cloud. Now let's go ahead and see what this document looks like on our iOS devices. And as you can see, the document appears exactly the same way on all my devices as well as on the desktop and in the cloud. Now let's go back to the desktop version. Now let's go ahead and make some changes. Let's first go ahead and change the color of the font. I'm going to change it from blue to red. And then change by contrast to black. And I want to also add a logo to this document. So So I'm going to grab this little logo and just drag it on top of the document here. Okay, now that we've made those changes, let's go ahead and see what this looks like in the cloud as well as on our iOS devices after everything has been updated. So let's go to the cloud first. As you can see, I have a message that the document has been updated. And as you can see, the text has been updated and the little tiny logo that I added to the document has also been added in the cloud. Now let's go check this out on our iOS devices. Okay, here's my iPhone and iPad. And you can see the logo has been added and the text has been updated. Okay, now let's see how iWork in the cloud works when using Keynote. So here's a presentation that I set up to highlight the application iBooks Author. Now let's go ahead and see what this document looks like in the cloud. So we're going to go from Pages to Keynote. Okay, let's go ahead and open this iBooks Author document in the cloud. Okay, here is what the iBooks Author document looks like in the cloud. Now let's check out how it looks on our iOS devices. Okay, let's go ahead and launch Keynote on both the iPhone and the iPad. And we're going to go ahead and open that iBooks Author document on both devices. So everything is showing up exactly as it appeared on the desktop version. And let's go ahead and go back to the desktop version. Okay, let's go ahead and make some changes to the desktop version. What I'm going to do here is select all my slides, and I'm going to add a new transition that was added during the most recent update. So I'm going to go to Animations, and I'm going to change and add the clothespin effect, which I really like. It's pretty cool. So I'll also go ahead and play this back full screen. You'll see that I just added the clothespin effect. Pretty cool. Now the reason why I want to test this is because I find what is most useful about the iCloud version is that you can give presentations of your documents in the cloud while not having to access the desktop version, that is your laptop and or your devices. You can just simply log into any computer and view it in the cloud. So let's go ahead and check this same presentation in the cloud now that we've added these updates. So here's the iCloud version. And as you can see, I'm prompted with an update message. So I'm going to go ahead and update my document in the cloud. Okay, my document has been updated. And as you can see in the top right, clothesline has been selected as the effect that I want to create during my animation. So if I was to go ahead and actually play this presentation in the cloud, and we go ahead and click play, what do you know? My slides come in with the animated effect. Awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and check out the updates on the iPad and the iPhone. So here's the presentation on my iPad. I'm going to go ahead and select the first slide and select transition. And as you can see, clothesline has been selected. So this version of the document has been updated. So if I click play, you can see that the clothesline effect has been added. Now let's check out how the updates happen on the iPhone. Okay, now looking at that same presentation on my iPhone, if I tap on the first slide and then hit transition, you can see that the clothesline effect has been added here as well. And if I were to go and play that back, you can see that the effect has been added. Let's go ahead and play it full screen and see how that works. So yes, the effect has taken place on all devices in the cloud as well as on the desktop computer. As you can see, iWork works like a charm in the cloud. There are still some bugs that Apple has to work out, but for the most part, it's an amazing feature to have, and it's going to revolutionize how we handle our workflows using iWork documents in the cloud. This is Tim Brown, My Apple Podcast. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. Check you out next time.